Welcome back, everybody, to the COD. Directly, we got some bronze mixed action between the Toronto Falters and the Seattle Sloths. The Toronto Falters, slow season, but they're here in playoffs, 2-5 record on the season. Seattle Sloths with a much more comfortable 5-2 on the season. So they're feeling good. Toronto Falters trying to make an upset happen. Seattle, though, they're on the good side to open things up.
Yeah, Seattle getting some really big time here in this P1. It looks like AON Gutsy has an MP5 out, or I think it's called a Lockman in this game. So trying to change the meta there. But down about 30 points, could be more. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, 35-0. Not the outlook you want, no doubt about it, if you are the Toronto Falters. But you do have an opportunity to break things open here. Seattle Sloths, they're locking down this green side area. Crasher trying to sneak on through. The AON boys trying to sneak through the back. Big kill out of Crasher right there. But Seattle Sloths open things up. Nobody on time so far.
Looks like Toronto are going to get their first points of this game coming in this P2. As they're desperately, the teammates of the side of Toronto are desperately trying to get to this time, but they're not going to be able to, as it's just a really clean break there out of Seattle. As I say that, though, Helpa able to get two, but just not enough, as I think if you're Toronto, you got to start thinking about this rotation, especially if you're #1 here.
Yeah, and player 3 spawns there as well, so another opportunity for them to do so, but they keep on pushing for this P2 time. 49-14, make it a little bit more, as DZ's going to be able to find that kill. 7-3 so far for DZ, absolutely cooking for the squad so far. The fight now moves toward the new hill. Big rotation for the side of Toronto Falters. Let's see if Seattle Sauce can break on in.
Yeah, the good news is Toronto's set up here early, and this is a big money hill. They're able to trade out the first few kills, as Seattle trying to take their time and set up a break here, but Toronto looks like they could be holding strong.
Oh, the door is really causing a lot of ruckus here. DZ trying to sneak on through. How many can he find? Gonna do the jump up top. Zurus not ready for it. Able to get the first one. 31 seconds left to get. And if you're Seattle Sloths, I'd say this is worth fighting for, but at some point you got to rotate.
Yeah, you do indeed have to rotate, but it looks like they are going to secure this last 20 seconds, which is going to put them up here by about 40 points. But can they lock down this next hill? I think really this would be the difference maker. Toronto, Zurus on the back of Zurus here have to get this break. Zurus playing very patient, waiting for his teammates. They're pushing up this green side of the map. Obscene pushes out, gets one. AON in a good spot to get the trade, and this is looking to be a good start for Toronto, but nobody's on time.
That is true. Nobody is on the time. You see player 2 Zurus rotate to try to find that, but two big kills coming through from the Seattle Sloths. Now it's going to be DZ on a 5 streak. Can he make it a 6 and find that cruise missile in the back pocket? The collapse is there. You see all those blue arrows flying in, and 34 seconds for the liking for the side of Seattle Sloths. I really like that break there, Goth.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a great break from Seattle. Toronto, I feel like they could have got an extra maybe 10 seconds there if they would have just got on the time a little sooner, but obviously a mistake that they'll pay for, being down by 50 points here, as they're still pushing for this time. I think maybe they need to cut their losses and really set up for this P5 hardpoint.
Yeah, we talked about it last series as well. It's like, if you're playing Mercado, you kind of want to go back and forth with these hills. And now you're putting yourselves in a position, if you're Toronto, you kind of have to get a full 60 if you want to stay comfortable in this game. Because, you know, those rotations, they're not very nice when it comes to, you know, those tiny little mistakes. It's like, if you make a mistake, it will cost you, no doubt about it. And now Seattle Sloths, they find themselves back on the point. This is exactly what the Toronto Falters don't need. They get flushed on out. And now they're looking for more kills. But if you're Seattle, as long as you can keep Toronto off of this time, that's a W. And DZ, he finds himself on a 7. He's got a cruise.
Yeah, it does get that cruise missile. You know, Toronto's done a good job of getting their second set on this hardpoint, but still, Seattle, just with the breaks, they're breaking so well. And looking to stay alive here, does get taken out, so this final 15 will go the side of Toronto, but Seattle desperately fighting for this new hardpoint. It's DZ trying to get these kills top out. Guts one bottom house, just playing his life. Crasher on the balcony in hardpoint here. Is he going to see him? doesn't. DZ with a big 2 to break this hill and set his team up for a good time here.
Big opening, and this is a tough hill to break, Goth. So Toronto not in the best scenario. Big opening blood for the side of Toronto Falters. Now a 2v2 situation on that hill. How many can DZ find? He finds one. 16-4 so far. I mean, he's absolutely cooking. It's going to be hard to take down the Seattle Sloths when you got a guy like DZ on the team. Nice dolphin dive from Zurus right there. Unable to find that kill. On another 5 is DZ. He might want to pop this cruise because he might get another one.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Jake. He's just soaking up time here, getting every second he can, extending this lead for his team, and just putting up numbers. I mean, 17-4, a fantastic game. As I say that, though, he does get taken out, but looks like the side of Toronto here should be looking to push through lockers here and get onto this new hill, but it's Seattle already here, and who other than DZ pushing out lockers being an issue here for the side of Toronto.
Yeah, absolutely. Zurus most definitely needs to cut him down. I mean, all the kills are going the way of Toronto Falters. The nade almost plops Zurus in the forehead. DZ pressing that issue. 1:54 on the hard point. I don't even know how you can get that much in the amount of time that has been allotted so far. I didn't even know you could get that much. But here we are. This is the chance for Seattle Sloths to most definitely put it out of reach. You could argue that it is already out of reach, but this is kind of, I would say, the first nail in the coffin, or maybe like the 5th of 6th nail that you need to close that coffin, just because this is just getting so dangerous right here. They do hop on that point. Big 2-piece from Zurus right here. 15-12. He's doing his thing, no doubt about it. I mean, Toronto Falters, they're not getting outslayed by an unbelievable margin, but just some of these rotations are just not going their way.
Yeah, you know, it's really up to those rotations out of Seattle and some of the breaks that they were able to get that have put this gap at about 100 points here. But Toronto not out of it yet. It looks like they are going to have control of this P1, but DZ, it does get taken out tunnel. So kind of the time is going to neither teams right now. But if Toronto can keep them off of this and maybe chain that P2, they can definitely do something here. But Seattle on this point.
DZ, not only a member of the Seattle Sloths, but he's got the Seattle Surge gun blueprint. That's how you know he means business. 24-10 right now, and they're staying on that time. They can win it here, and on a map like Mercado, this would be a statement victory.
Yeah, it absolutely would, and looks like Toronto is going to get him off for the time being, but DZ does get a big 2 on that hill. I think he still has a streak, and look at that spawn. They have spawned Toronto out in, so even if they don't win it here, which it looks like they won't, they have guaranteed this rotation anew.
You see Seattle Sloths, they spawn 10. What's that about, Goth? You see that spawn?
Yeah, that is unfortunate on the side of Seattle here, but they're able to just push through mid, get these kills, get a big 3 down. All of a sudden, it's Helpa last alive. Sorry, Zurus last alive on this hard point. Trying to do whatever he can, but gets taken out, and this is going to be tough for the side of Toronto.
Player 3, the last player right now to maybe make something happen. That's going to do it. Seattle Sloths close it out in dominant fashion. 250 to 134, and that's not what you want to see on a map like Mercado HP.
No, it is not. Very similar to the first series we had here where one team was just clearly in control for the entire map and ends up taking it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Here we are, Game 2 of this series. Seattle Sloths, a dominant map 1 HP. DZ absolutely frying there, but he gets first blooded to start out the Game 2. I mean, we've been around the block, Goth. You know how it goes. There's some teams, they're good at respawn. Some teams are better in the search and destroy game mode.
Yeah, and Seattle does get 2 here, though, and they do have that bomb down, so looking to take this first round. Obscene hunting this player down, who I believe has a sniper. I feel like AO1 Gutsy last alive with a sniper. Interesting scope. Not sure really what the sniper is or the scope, but looking in a 1v2 here. Not much time left. We'll see what he can do. Just gets taken out.
There goes round 1. Seattle Sloths. I mean, they're kind of on the back foot there for just a moment, but as soon as they get that bomb down, everything kind of collapses upon itself. And the Toronto Falters just, kind of get picked one by one. It's so tough once you get a player pushed up at that top AC area. There's just not a lot of you know, opportunity on the map. You can't go orange. You can't go like top PD. And yeah, so Toronto Falters kind of in a tough spot here. Let's see if they can take the round 2. That offense, you know, you got to pick a bomb site, and I'm expecting it to go toward B.
Yeah, Toronto looking to play a fast B hit here, but Seattle, DZ, the hero of game 1, pushed up. Hugging this wall close. Obscene gets the pick. He should at least get one. He does. That is bomb down. I wonder if he's going to realize it. I don't think he does, but he has put himself in a great position as Cannon gets another kill to put himself to a 2 streak here with bomb down. I mean, all on Gutsy once again with the sniper. We'll see what he could do.
A very tough situation. Obscene with the sniper of his own. Gutsy takes some pop shots, but 47 seconds left. I mean, he is absolutely triangulated here in the PD area. Didn't grab the bomb. 40 seconds left to go. This is going to be a very tough round to win. And, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what Gutsy can do here.
Yeah, gets taken out. Not much he can do there in a 1v4. So 2 quick rounds from the side of Seattle here. I think they have a few players who are on some streaks, so the longer this goes, the closer and closer they get to those cruise missiles.
I mean, if you get cruise missiles, this embassy map is going to be a very tough one to win, no doubt about it, because it's just such an uphill battle from the start. Like being down 2-0 in the first place. I mean, if you get streaks on the board for Obscene and Cannon, there's just so many opportunities to make on the map. I'm interested to see how Toronto kind of shuts that down.
Yeah, Gutsy pushing P1 here really fast. It looks like Seattle gonna get this bomb down very quickly again. Its Crasher should at least see the planter. Does take him out with a sniper cannon. Meanwhile, picks up Gutsy P1, and I think this all relies on the flank from Helpa here. We'll see what he could do. Really needs to push the agenda and get some picks here.
Big kills from Zurus right now, kind of being the X factor for it. The squad cannon gets cut down as well, and a big round for the Seattle Sloths. Or for the Toronto Falters, sorry about that. 15 seconds left on the clock. A lot of time left to defuse. They are able to get that. And Toronto Falters, they put a round on the board. And that's the start, maybe many.
Yeah, much needed there for the side of Toronto. That was off the back of Zurus, who got a big 2-piece from that top AC in that 3v3 there with bomb down. So they're looking for this offense here. I'd like to see them maybe switch it up and work a kitchen, maybe an A plant here.
Yeah, sorry about that, Goth. I'm doing some typing right now, but here we are, 2-1 in the favor of the Seattle Sloths. And now, Toronto Falters, they're going toward the A bomb site, and I kind of like that. Switch it up real quick. They get the first blood.
Yeah, they are going to get this first blood. DZ gets one, but gets traded out. Helpa is going to kill the kid Xbox, so gets shot up by Obscene, sees him, should see him, so this should be a free A plant for the side of Toronto here, as long as they can cross. See number 7, Zurus, taking his time to pinch Obscene here. Is Obscene going to read it, though? He does, but gets taken out anyway. That was just a great round from the side of Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto Falters, they make it happen. 2-2 now, and that's very much so what they needed. They shut down those streaks, and they keep their momentum that they absolutely, you know, kind of desired right there, especially after that rough game 1. Zurus putting on for the city, 4-2 so far. You know, being that superstar that the team needed. He came into chat a little bit, you know, worrisome about the match. And hey, I mean, they should be the one worried, because he's the player to watch out for. Zurus 4-2 so far on the 3 streak. Obscene pulls out the sniper of his own, and team kill comes in. I'm not 100% sure that was intentional.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there was a problem, though. I think, yeah, just completely unintentional. It's the side of Seattle. You could see they sort of paused there for a second, like, what's going on? But then decided to just rush and get this bomb down as fast as possible. That's definitely a blunder there. We're talking about Zurus, what a good game he's having, and he literally gets stabbed in the back.
Zurus, too. I didn't even notice it was him. I was just gassing him up, and then, you know, next thing you know, his teammate's taking him down. I mean, I guess that's the only person who could take him down on his kill streak. But 4-2 situation now. Helpa going for kills, but Obscene just runs on away. 17 seconds left to go. Nice shots out of Gutsy right there. 13 seconds left. I don't think they have enough time to work with here.
Yeah, this would certainly be tough. It's going to be
Oh,
a Seattle win, but so Zurus gets taken out there at the beginning by his teammates. It wasn't really a fair shot from Toronto, so I'd like to see them kind of put it in the past and really bounce back here for this round as quickly as possible.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of all you can do. It's like you kind of just have to laugh it off and, hope for the best. But I mean, that's kind of a momentum killer, no doubt about it. Especially when you get 2 rounds on the board. I mean, to just get team killed in the back, you gotta have some very solid, formidable brain power in order to a strong mental to shut down that. But let's see how it goes for them now. Kind of leaning toward all over the place, playing a default for the time being. But you got to worry about DZ. He's been the Reaper so far, but he gets first
Oh,
blooded.
gets taken out. Yeah, it gets taken out there, so playing maybe a little too aggressive. But this bomb is still bottom PD here. They're letting number 8 kind of work up on their own and see what they can do. Zurus with a big pick, so he's able to bounce back from that
Ooh.
team kill. And all of a sudden, bomb's not even planted, but this round might be over with for the side of Seattle. It is, and that's just a great bounce back round from Toronto.
Yeah, they get that first blood. They pick up that late pincher, and, Seattle Sloths make a couple of blunders. Toronto Falters capitalize off of it. Love to see it from them. Crasher 5-4 so far. I mean, it's been back and forth between these two teams. Not even a team kill can slow down the Toronto Falters right now. Everybody kind of doing their thing. Nobody getting like outslayed by a great margin here in the search and destroy. We might be on our way to a round 11. Who knows? But what I do know is we got another offense for the side of Seattle Sloths and Toronto Falters. They're leaning toward P2.
Yeah, this has been Seattle's bread and butter. This entire map is just this quick B plan. It looks like they're going to get it down again. But on the other side, DZ, would be a huge gunfight. Is able to stay alive with his life, but meanwhile, his teammate Patty Cakes gets taken out, and all of a sudden, he's trapped back here in Toronto, breathing down his neck, hunting him. Does get taken out, and all of a sudden, it's obscene. Last alive on this bomb site should be running into a player momentarily. Stays alive. I mean, this is still possible, but we'll see what happens.
They got to hop the bomb sooner than later. They've yet to hop on it just yet. They're looking at orange. You see player 5, he's ready for it as well. Helpa with the great read. You see Zurus, his body's tweaking a little bit right there, but they get that round win. Toronto Falters looking a lot better than they did in that map 1.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great round when they're able to kind of get some quick bloods. Obscene almost able to make it happen, but I think Helpa did hear him there. 7-3, what a great map he's having for the side of Toronto here. Funny how he's tweaking out on the bomb there a little bit, but so yeah, Toronto, great round so far as they take the lead in the search and destroy.
Yeah, and if you're Seattle, you don't want this to get 5-3. I know everybody talks about that 5-3 curse, all those shenanigans, but you'd much rather be at a 4-4 game and be at the opportunity of maybe, pulling the rabbit out of the hat and maybe making it happen in, 10 or 11. But Toronto Falters are playing it patient. They're waiting for a blood, and so far it seems like Seattle have been the aggressor in some of these defensive rounds, which has kind of been their downfall. But it looks like they're playing it patient this time, and now Toronto are all stuck in PD.
Yeah, Toronto doing their thing, kind of playing patient like they did their last offense. And this time, though, instead of DZ getting taken out, he actually gets first blood. So you see Seattle slowly sort of advancing on this middle of the map. Patty Cakes wants to push into hallways here. Kind of doesn't really know what to do, but he knows that he should be taking map control, which he is. Meanwhile, Zurus able to trade out Cannon. I mean, if they can get Patty Cakes here too,
Big kill.
Take out one. That is a great kill from Patty Cakes and really should secure this round for Toronto as Zurus, I don't know if he knows he's here, but he should momentarily.
He absolutely should. Trying to put some shots into Patty Cake right there. Big kill out of Zurus. 7-2 so far on a 3.
And you see the instant response from Seattle to wrap this bead. They're making a really, who was it? DZ here. Who other than DZ making a really heads-up play? Should be able to hear him. Maybe even see him as he goes for the plant B.
Puts in those shots.
Really heads-up play from DZ.
Absolutely. Plays plays for the sound cues, and I really like to see that because you know that Zurus has to sprint toward this bomb site. He's going to be stomping all over the place. He did have Deddy in his back pocket, so maybe Zurus should have used it, but doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. DZ is able to pick him up. And now we're at a 4-4 game. This is back and forth per usual. And I'm curious, who's the X factor in this round here?
I'm curious to see if Seattle's just going to go for this back-to-back-to-back-to-back. This would be the 4th time they hit B. It looks like they're not going to do it. So actually, as I say that, the bomb carrier is running toward B. So the side of Toronto, they're stacking this pretty heavy. Quick trades coming in for both sides as number 1 just decides to back up with the bomb, but he could be backing up right into the hands of Helpa here as he goes onto a fast pinch. Actually, he's going to plant. So Helpa might be able to take him out.
Not sure he's going to be able to make it in time. He's not going to be able to get the planter before he plants, but the shots might have been good enough. He doesn't find it, though. The nade there, it works into his favor. You see player 2, DZ. He's on the repinch, but it looks like Helpa's ready for it. He finds that kill as well. Now it's going to be Cannon left against 3. He is able to find one. Stay down, Cannon. Stay down, but he does not. Player Helpa with a big round. 4 on the board for that streak.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great flank from Helpa there. You know, doesn't stop the plant, but kills him immediately after with the grenade, and then is able to play his life and pick up DZ on the pinch, on the repinch, excuse me. So just a really great round out of him, and puts his team up 5-4, and it's up to Seattle all of a sudden to respond, and that was their first offensive loss, I think.
Yeah, big round in the grand scheme of things. You knew somebody was going to go up 5-4, and right there, it was Toronto off of a fantastic round from Helpa, being the difference maker right there, doing everything he could for the boys, and now Seattle back on the back foot. You would have expected Seattle to take full control of the series here with a game win here, but no. Toronto Falters built differently in the search and destroy game mode, and let's see if they can close it out here, but the first blood goes the way of Seattle. Ooh.
Make that the first 2, but Helpa, top AC, able to get one, stop the bleeding momentarily. Is he going to see this guy top orange? He's not. That's a big 2 out of us obscene in this round, and all of a sudden it's Zurus left alone here in a 1v3, so I think we might be headed to a round 11, Jake.
It could be going to a round 11. I mean, I would expect it to do so. 54 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be a tough round to win, especially with all the Seattle Sloths around the bomb, and I mean, hey, what other way to end this map than with a round 11? I love some Embassy Search and Destroy, and a round 11 would be a fantastic way to kind of, you know, put this series forward. I mean, Seattle Sloths, they've kind of been on the back foot here the whole map, so to see them go to a round 11, that was almost risky right there. But Seattle Sloths win the round. Round 11. I mean, this is anybody's game.
Yeah, based on the kills, I want to say Seattle is going to have offense, so you know, the A push ended up working out for them, didn't it? So then they tried to go back to B, didn't exactly work out. So I'd be really interested to see what they're going to do here if they have offense.
You probably want to have defense, no doubt about it, if you are playing in this round 11. It looks like Toronto's going to have that defense, so they're very excited about that, no doubt about it. Everybody's been doing their part from the side of Seattle Sloths here in this map so far, so let's see what they do in the round 11. Looks like Helpa's trying to get quick through that P2 side of the map. Obscene looking for a pick. They're getting this bomb down quick, though. Oh, yeah, big first blood.
Yeah, I mean, this bomb's going to go down. Seattle gets the first blood here. And this is reminiscent of the early rounds of this S&D where they were just getting these quick plants, getting these kills. But who is it? It's Gutsy, able to get one mid-map, and all of a sudden Helpa might be able to take this guy out. Top PD he does. It's all falling apart for the side of Seattle as DZ just trying his best to stay alive. I don't know if they know where he is. All of a sudden, he's last alive in a 1v3. They do know where he is. Toronto, great round out of them. I mean, when that fast plant B came in, I got a little scared, Jake.
Yeah, they just couldn't shut down Helpa's P2 pushes. And, you know, when you can't shut those down, it's just such a danger for your PD area. And, you know, on that defensive end, you are never safe, even if you get that bomb down directly. I am here. Oh, player 4, AFK. It looks like Toronto Falters aren't, like, leaving the game or doing anything about it. So, I guess we just keep on moving here. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but they're just taking their time.
Yeah, you know, they're still putting up a fight here. Able to get onto this A point momentarily, but it's Patty Cakes able to take out one. And I mean, I don't know if Seattle know that the player's AFK, but they're probably a little surprised at how easy this round is.
He just naded himself. I mean, there's something about that. There's something to be done here. He spawns kitchen now. He's still not moving. Who naded him? How did he nade himself? I mean, chat, we're as confused as you are if you're confused, because, I mean, what am I supposed to do in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, both teams are still playing here besides Gutsy, who's obviously just AFK, been AFK this whole game, but his teammates are fighting on valiantly.
I mean, how hard do you think it's got to be to get on a control point when you only got 3 players? I mean, you're literally playing 3v4.
Yeah, it is definitely not going to be easy, as Toronto not getting a single tick in this round. Patty Cake's locking down this A point, 1 off of streaks. So it's kind of like you're 3v4ing the whole round and they get streaks off of it. That is like worst case scenario. But as I say that, Patty Cakes gets taken out, and I mean, if you're going to play with an AFK player, you desperately need to get some ticks here just in case they do come back.
Yeah, I mean, you get 1 tick over there. They're able to get cut down. Player 6 ends up doing so, and the round ends just like that. I just want to elaborate for anybody in the chat who's a little bit confused. I mean, it's not, I'm not the host. I can't end the game. What am I supposed to do? I think this is on the players.
Yeah, I mean, we have no clue what's going on, guys. We can only go off the fact that Toronto is still playing, so like maybe they just don't care, or they know that.
Everybody, still a 1-0 lead for the side of the Seattle Sloths. They're forced to go for this A point, and you know, this map has been a mix fest. I'm sure everybody's well aware of it at this point, but Seattle Sloths, they have looked like a very solid team in the respawn game mode. They're gonna play for this A site very, very swiftly right here. Zurus is able to pick up Cannon over on the other side of the map, so the pinch may come on in, but just like that, everybody falls, and DZ with a big 2-piece to keep things alive. Gonna keep capping that point, and Seattle up 1 life at this very moment. I feel like at this point, if you are Toronto, you gotta chalk that A point. You gotta play for bedside control, because the longer you play without bedside control, the less control you have of the map in general. You know how that goes. Seattle can fly on over toward that B site. If they get a couple of kills, they might be able to sneak on that point. Player 7, Zurus, he was ready for the push through, but Seattle opts for the wrap back. You have Obscene playing through this couch side area. The rest of his teammates not ready for the push whatsoever. And I like this play. As long as he gets a blood, he does. Can he find a second? No, he does not. You still have 2 players in this bedside area. Now it's Cannon left all alone. How do you react? They spawn very close to Seattle Sloths do, and they're able to pick up Gutsy with the swiftness, but you still have Helpa at the bottom bedside area. You have to flush him out if you want this round win, but as they hop on the point, not to the ready for him. DZ with a big read, though. They hop on that point very quickly. Big 2 out of DZ. The shots help out Obscene as well. They are going to stack this point. Word to Jims, no doubt about it. 2 ticks already on the board. The nade hits perfectly. Seattle are going to get flushed out potentially, but Toronto, they are forced to fly on that point. Big 2. Oh, the team kill comes in as well. That may be the round for the side of the Seattle Sloths. That team kill may pay dividends for the side of Seattle. Helpa's gonna have to fly on that point. He's shooting all over the place. He runs out of bullets as well, but his teammate is there with him. Wow, this round is quite the mix fest. The kill still going back and forth, but that finally does it. Seattle finally go up 2-0. I mean, back and forth, back and forth. It couldn't have gone any other way.
And perfect timing, Fish Butter, as I make my return. Tell me what happened. Did Seattle win?
Seattle does win the round. They go up 2-0 in the control. And, I mean, it was a back and forth. It was a mix fest. You would have been surprised to see it, Goth, because, I mean, I didn't know what was going on. There were pinches, there was fights, there were team kills. It was all over the place. But what I do know is Seattle up 2-0.
All right, well, that's, you know, good to see if you're on Seattle here as another strong showing in the respawn. Looking to lock it out here with a 3-0 on this defense, but it's Crasher able to get that first blood. DZ staying alive at this A point is going to pick up.
Ooh.
No, excuse me, gets taken out as Toronto getting onto this A point fast. So if they can quick cap this and maybe transition to B, we may have ourselves a game yet.
Absolutely. Crasher still on this point. 7-2 so far, playing absolutely fantastic Call of Duty for the time being. But Obscene is trying to slow down this push. Gets him off A. Is able to pick up 2 as well. Isn't able to get the 3rd, but DZ is here for the reinforcements. And that's the big play right there. You got DZ frying. You got Obscene frying. And those are the 2 that have been kind of the chefs in the kitchen, for a lack of better words, for the Seattle Sloths. They have been slaying, and they've been doing a great job of it as well. They're keeping the Toronto Falters off at this point, but at this point, you might chalk it, you might go toward B.
Yeah, Cannon able to get 2 there, so it looks like, maybe Obscene wants to fight for this A, not really sure if he should. But he's in TV. If he doesn't get taken out by number 8, actually does take him out, so he's gonna go. Does get taken out Ruggs, though, but that springs Cannon into action. Is able to get 1, but gets traded out, so this should be a point cap for the side of Toronto. And Seattle, kind of all off spawn, rushing to secure that transition to B.
Kill's trying to come on in. Patty Cakes looking for an avenue to kind of help out the squad. Allows Obscene to get on to that top bedside area, and the Toronto Falters keep on getting cut down. Now, reminder, everybody, Seattle up 1 round. I have been kind of trolling you guys as well because it didn't say it in the bottom left, but Seattle up 1 round. We did say it verbally, so hopefully you guys caught the vibes that it is 2-1 for the side of Seattle Sloths right now. 18-11 life count. You do not want to go down 2-1 in the series.
Yeah, DZ 13-5 on a 4 streak here, just playing his life bottom bed, and Toronto pushing through that A point, working bedside. Looks like they have some players top bed as Zurus flies out, takes out Obscene actually. Zurus is mid-map, and they're looking to get on this B point, but it's DZ still, looking to play spoiler from bottom bed.
What will activate him? That is what it is. You got to pick up at least 2 to make something happen. Obscene is there for the assistant. Not ready for DZ. The elbow drops are in, but they do not connect. Obscene finds that final kill. 15-8 for Obscene right now, playing some absolutely fantastic Vaznev SMG gameplay. Only 6 lives remain for the Toronto Falters, and that's the difference between a map win and a map extension. So you want to use it to your advantage, but Crasher's running around with a knife.
Yeah, and Obscene on a 4 here, just looking to close this one out all by himself. Seattle hungry for this map 3 victory. They can know it's coming, and as time ticks down, Toronto need to get the kills now, and it looks like they're not.
They are absolutely not. 2 lives left to go. You got to make something happen. You got to make it happen quick. Obscene with the perfect pinch, though, finds one. It's going to be Helpa left all alone. Obscene versus Helpa, but Obscene has a lot more reinforcements to help him out. Almost some fantastic shots out of Helpa, but Seattle Sloths, they find that round win. They close it out 3-0, and they go up 2-1 in the series, staying very dominant in those respawn game modes.
Yeah, hit him with a little parkour there. Helpa wasn't able to take him out, and that's a quick 3-0. I know it didn't seem quick because of all the delays we had and some of the stuff that went down, but that was really a strong, dominant 3-0 from the side of Seattle there.
Yeah, that's kind of more of what we saw in the game, or the map 1 on that Mercado. I mean, I was kind of expecting to take home that map 2 as well, but that round 11 goes the way up. Welcome back here, everybody. Ready for the game 4 is both squads. Nobody's AFK. Everybody's ready to go, and Patty Cake starts out with a big 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see in Toronto. This is the map 2 that they won, so maybe they're looking to put something together special on Embassy tonight to force a game 5, but so far it's Seattle getting the first few seconds of time, but really just putting down the slaying power on the side of Toronto here.
Yeah, and the more points you get on this P1, the better, because this is one of those P1s that, every game has those P1s where it's just, like, impossible to get time. I'm thinking Bocage Vanguard, there's more examples, no doubt about it, but that's the one that comes to mind, and nobody really getting a lot of time here, but you see player 7, Crasher, he's ready for that P2, and, this is kind of a sleeper money hill. I feel like in the beginning of the game, it was a huge money hill, and now in July of 2023, it's a lot harder to get time on this hill.
Yeah, but, Seattle setting it up, getting the first few kills to get onto this hardpoint. Crasher does get taken out, and Obscene just wants to stand this time, soak every second he can, and so far it's just been a pretty great start for the side of Seattle as Patty Cake's top gas thinks one's beneath him. Maybe
He's right there.
Here's number 8. Doesn't see him, unfortunately, and Easy's going to take him out instead, but Toronto's struggling to break this P2.
Good shots out of Cannon to just play his life, stay alive for the squad. And I mean, Crasher just has no answer to him. 45-2. This is getting dangerous as we speak. Toronto forced to rotate to this new hill. They will opt to do so. But one big break from Seattle, and this becomes dangerous.
Yeah, the good news is Toronto does look to have a hold on this P3, but as I say that, kills are kind of going both ways, and maybe Seattle's going to get an opening here off the back of Obscene pushing into this bottom orange. There is a team kill, but Obscene does get traded out, and we had a nice little battle between Patty Cakes and whoever was on AC Heady there, but Seattle just able to get some of these kills, get Toronto out of time, and break into this one, hopefully.
Obscene trying to do his thing.
Get him. Yeah.
Big kills out of everybody. They break on in. And how does Toronto Falters only get to 4 points? I feel like they were on that hill for like 20 seconds.
Yeah, that is definitely a question that I have as well. And Toronto, once again, forced to rotate here. Don't have very much time in this game, but hopefully, they can get a full 60 at this new hill, as that's really how you have to look forward to getting back into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. They need one big rotation, and they can bring this back, no doubt about it, especially off the back of a solid P4. This is a hill you can definitely accrue a lot of time on. You just kind of need to stack these corners, pull those Vaznevs out, play these chairs, because these corners are so deep, especially on this hill. But you already got Cannon pushing through the back. You got Obscene and DZ working through the top. Things could get dangerous quickly. Gutsy needs some assistance.
Yeah, DZ, big two-piece. Obscene gets Gutsy on time there, and just once again a quick break for the side of Seattle here off of a rotation from Toronto, and they're looking to extend this lead to over 80 points now, as Toronto struggling to break once again. Really, I mean, DZ and Obscene having a great game, really off the backs of those two, this lead from Seattle.
Yeah, those are those SMG players, and when, your all-stars are SMGs on a map like Embassy, they are going to roam free. Another